Meanwhile, in the sprawling suburbs of Corby... Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. You know what, it's so hot in Corby at the moment. It was like 35 degrees yesterday. It's going to be about 30 degrees today. So I figured today I want to do something a bit easier. I'm going to be doing the next 6 stages of the Fanhome release and build the 1966 Batmobile. I'm doing stages 87 to 92. So I mean, hopefully, as long as we're not doing anything like pipe work or having to change anything that we've already put in, we're going to be absolutely fine. It's going to be quite a good... Oh, crap. So I have looked at the magazines. Anyway, as I said, today we're going to do the next 6 stages of this build. Hopefully you'll get as frustrated as I am. From what I understand, the first 2 stages of this are going to take me like 4 hours, but we'll have to see how that goes. For you, and the edit will probably take about 30 seconds, but we'll have to see how that is. I don't know if this is available still where you are in your territories, so I have put a link in the video descriptions, also that QR code on the screen. But without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so stage 87, here we go, here's the magazine. What are we going to do? Okay, first thing we're going to do, look, not many parts in here. We're going to be taking out something we've already put in. And then we're going to be putting this wing section on, and then looks like we're going to be attaching some pipes to that. So it doesn't look like there's a lot to do, but I think this is going to be a little bit fiddly. And we're going to have to get devoted to the top camera here, because what I actually need is this thing here we're going to be swapping out. So this is the one that we're going to be replacing it with. And this is held in with 4 screws. So let me get this out. Now I had already oiled everything up on there, but this is the one that they want us to swap it with. Let me just see how this differs from this one. You know, I can't really see any difference at all. Okay. I'm sure there is one, but I'm going to put this one where that other one was there, and then tighten it back up with these AM screws. That's in place. I just want to check that this can still turn now. Yep, that way is working fine, and I'm just going to turn it the other way as well. Yep, that way is okay as well. I don't know what that's done. No idea. No idea at all. Anyway, we can put that to one side. And I'm going to need this wheel arch looking just like this. And I've got a clip to put in here. Let's get everything out this box now. This is what that clip looks like. And that's going to be attached just to the side this way round with AP screws. Let's get them open. You will notice I haven't changed my accident board in some time, just a question mark. Because it's summer now, I keep having so many accidents. So obviously I've got this one here that you know about. This one here happened when I was doing the decking. So yeah, I'm just a walking accident at the moment, hence why I'm wearing this shirt today. So I've got one screw in just to help line that up. I haven't tightened it yet. There's the second one. Let's make that tight. Now the reason we've got this in here is because we've got this part now, which is going to be going over the top of that this way round, so probably best on top camera, just like that there. And then that's going to be held in with AP screws as well. Now I've got this brake fluid distributor. They want me to put this in afterwards. I'm going to do it now, which is going to go into this section, D-shaped pattern from the bottom. So it goes upwards just like that. Now, do I want to... I think that will stay in. I'm hoping it will. I'm not going to glue it. Okay, this is going to get hard now. Bringing over the car. And then I just want to give you an idea that this part that we created is going to be going over this wheel here. So we've got to start plugging in all of the brake cables. Now, if I just take one out of here, as you can see, we've got one here. Each wheel has got one. Now, all of these are going to be plugged into this brake distributor here. So, I've got to figure out which one goes where. So, it looks like the one that's coming from the right-hand wheel here, which I'm just going to grab, which is this one here. It's just going to go onto the front of this. There you go, that's in all the way. The one that's coming from the rear wheels here, which I've got in my hand, is going underneath. Which means the one we've got left from this front left wheel is going on top. Perfect. I'm just going to keep these electric cables out the way for a minute, just so I can just gently leave that into position there. I am going to need 2 CM screws now though, because we're going to be keeping this in place by attaching it to the chassis. Now, as a matter of fact, the electric cable that they've got that's coming out this left side here, I'm just trying to find which one that is. They have got going underneath this on this side here. So if I can clear this out the way, which I'm about to do, getting this into the position it needs to go. A CM screw there. Now, just so you know, when you put that in, that little brake distributor that we've got down there needs to go underneath this silver section here. So when you're putting it in, you're sort of feeding it in from that direction. That means that won't cut off, but that's all in place there. The last thing to do is that this pipe that we've got at the front here, that's just going to go into this front section just here into the hole. Just like that there. And with that done, that's all there is to do in that stage. Now, it wants you to put a pipe in that looks like this in the instructions. I'm not doing that until the next stage, and you'll see why in the next stage. Okay, so stage 88. Here's the instructions. And look, we've only got 4 bits. This can't be much to do. Oh, it is. We're going to be connecting loads of pipes up again. So putting this into place, putting loads of pipes in because we've got the firewall now that we're going to be putting in, and we've got to connect all the pipes up from that firewall into place there. So looking like that. So that's how it's looking at the end. So this is stage 88 here. Going to get everything out. And once again, I've got this little bracket which is going to be going on this side over here, held in once again with AP screws. Excellent. Once again, I'm going to be putting this side on. So it's going to be going on just like this here. Again, held in with AP screws. Bring the car back over here. And just like we've done on this side here, I'm now going to be putting this one in. So again, I think the electric cables here, there should be 2 lots of these. Just getting this around. They're going to be going underneath, I think. Just this section here. So I'm going to keep them out the way. That's going to go into position just there, like that. That's held in with CM screws. There we go. That's excellent. As you see, these wires here can now just go around this section here. Perfect. Right. Things are going to get a little bit tricky now. So I need the steering column and I need the firewall. So first things first, we're going to make sure that these wheels are straight. So put it back just a touch there. That looks good. Okay. Once I've got them straight and I'm happy with that, I'm going to be feeding through the steering wheel here. And it's going to engage with this joint here. Okay, that's perfect. Now I need some SM screws, and this is going to be hard to attach that front forward column to this universal joint here. Now what I suggest is if you were to have it at an angle where I've turned it slightly off center, as you can see, just so that when I push this down here, I will be able to get an SM screw in. Now you only need to get it in one side. If you do that, that's half the challenge done. But the bigger challenge you're going to get is that the universal joint is going to want to spin where you put it in. So if that happens, what I suggest is that you actually tighten up the screws just at the side here. Put this back through. Try and get an SM screw in there. I have got one side in, and I haven't put it in all the way just so that I can get the other side in to make sure that wasn't a fluke. And that's the other side in there. Wow, that is hard. Right, make that tight. These always are hard doing these bits, I have to say. But there you go, and as you can see, it turns the wheels. Excellent. Okay, what we want to do now is take these cables and ensure that these ones here, which I'm just going to unplug this one, so I can pass that underneath and then plug it back in. The reason being is, I want both of these cables here to be coming through this channel in the middle here. Just going to do the same on this side. Perfect. So you see those cables are now through the center, and the reason we're doing that is because we're going to be putting this bulkhead on that we created in the last stage. This is just going to go down here, wiggle it into place, so it's fitting on top of this section here. Then it's held in with these flanged FM screws. So line up the holes and get this into place. One here and one just on the other side over here. Okay, we're going to start fitting these pipes. So what we're going to do is we're starting on this side over here. Now, do you remember this pipe I told you not to put in? We're going to be putting it in now. And the reason I left it off is because this pipe here, which I'm just going to get out, actually goes into the end of this pipe. And it's easier to put it in now, like that, then trace this cable around and feed this into position underneath, which I'm just doing now, and bring that pipe up through the bottom here, as you can see. So I've got that pipe attached to this. I'm just going to be putting this into place now. It just goes behind this section just here. Get it in. Perfect, and that's in. The second cable here, which is this one here, just get that one round, is going to be going onto the side of this silver piece here. Just going to pass this underneath these cables, I think. Put that in. Perfect. The third cable, which is this one, which is coming out the side here, is just going to go into the end of that silver cable. Bit tricky this one's going to be. Stand by. Just held it up with my finger a little bit here, just so I can get that in. All the way, and then I can just push that back down again. And then the last one we've got is this one here, which is going to go on the free end of that brake distributor we put in. Which, if I'm being honest with you, I don't see how on earth you can get to that. It's all the way down here. So I'm going to feed it down and see if I can get to it from the bottom. Okay, you can get to it from the bottom. But, oh God, it's going to be fiddly. What I've done is I've actually taken the brake distributor off here so I can actually show you that pin just there. So I'll put that into place. And then I'll be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to be able to get that back in. So I'm just going to leave it there, I think. I've tied the wires up anyway, but you're never going to see that. But it's in the distributor, so I'm happy. Okay. My accelerator pedal's just fallen out. Let me put that back in. Now, if you see here, I've got two rear brake lines here, which I haven't done anything with. We need to pass these now up through the top. This is going to be fun. I'm hoping we can see them. There's one. Oh, I can see the other one as well, I think. Yep, and there's two. So we've got the two rear brake lines here. I'm just going to hold them underneath. Here. That's one. Let me just get that other one. And two. Right, these are going to plug into... There you go. Into the pins just at the back of the firewall, just here. That's one in. And that's the second one in, just there. Okay, I'm going to be taking the solenoid, which is coming from the starter motor. That's plugging into the center of the distributor there. Like that. Now I've had to I made an error somewhere, I don't know where, but this grey pipe here that I had connected underneath, which is definitely wrong because this actually connects into this point just here. This is a vacuum pipe on the end. I'll figure out what's meant to have been where that was later on. And you should have one cable left here, which is this one here. That's going into a fuse box apparently, which is, it's the little square thing here. Oh, there is another side of the fuse box here for this to go into. There's a pin at the side, let's get that in. There you go, and that's into place there as well. The other side of that cable is going into the battery box here. So fuse box to battery box. Just getting that in that terminal there. Perfect. And then I've got one of these for this side to go in. So once again, I'm just going to be putting this on here straight away. Then I can feed it down and push that into position now. Excellent, that's in place. I'm just going to put that hose here which has come out, just put that back in. And that is all the cables connected, I believe. Now I'm not convinced I've got them all in the right space. I've still got this thing at the bottom here. Let me just double check this. I'm going to turn it upside down. I don't seem to have a cable connected to the side of it. Everything's right apart from that one there. I don't know what that is. It hasn't got a cable on it. So I've made a mistake somewhere. I don't know where. But who's going to notice? No one's going to notice, are they? It's our little secret. But that's the end of that stage. So I've put the car to one side now because in these next stages, which are bundling together, it's all about the bodywork. And for that reason, they're big old boxes. Check these out. Okay, stage 89 first. Let's show you exactly what we're building. So this is the stage 89 magazine. And we've got this massive bit of bodywork where we've just got to remove these shipping brackets here. That's all we're doing there. Then stage 90. Looking like this. Where we've got the back end here and some screws. We're going to be, again, removing these shipping brackets and screwing those two parts together. So it's looking like that. And then finally in stage 91, here's the instructions. Once again, I'm going to be attaching these to that side as well. A few little details here to put on by the look of it. So they're going to go on like that. Oh, sod it, let's do 92 as well because it's all part of the bodywork. Looking like this. Because stage 91 is actually some little bracket parts, as you can see. But we'll do all of this together because it's all to do with that stage as well. Just putting this last section in here. So this is going to be quite an epic few stages. So there you go. This is stage 89. Size comparison. Looking just like that. Let's open stage 90. And this is the stage 90 parts. Again, massive section looking like that. I am going to be putting a cloth down here. I don't want to scratch this. I'm also zooming out my cameras. Now, these shipping brackets here, we need to remove these. And we don't need them, so we can chuck these away. These just stop it warping, you know, as it gets packed and shipped and thrown around and all of that. Just do the ones on this section here. Okay, the way this is going to go together, if this is that way round, just there, I want this way round. And it's basically going to be going on top of this section here and here, just like that. It's held in with EM screws. I'm going to use my bigger screwdriver for this because we are going to want to make sure these are tight. Now we need 2 of these each side. And then when they're done, nice and tight, I want to turn this over. And I want to put 2 just down the tops here as well. One here. And one just at the other side here. Now, as I mentioned, stage 91 has got some little parts in. Let's get these out. I want to turn this background this way. And on these sills here, I've got these grills to put in each side. So one's going this side here. Line that up. And then one's going on the other side just over here. Now they're held in with ZM screws. These are tiny silver ones here. And each one's going to need a tiny bit of oil because we are going into metal. And it's 6 each time, so rather than you watch all of this, I'm not over tightening these, by the way. I'm going to have all these done in the click of a finger. All good. Then we're going to be fitting the door locks. So again, turning this over this way. These are labelled, so we need the left one. Looking like this. That's going to go with the wider side here over that section just there. I may as well do both of these at the same time, so I'm going to do the right hand side one as well and put that in that side there. These are going to be held in with AM screws. Make sure the one with the larger holes here is the one that's going on the metal. Then I'm going to be taking these barrels and a spring and a cover, and basically we're going to be putting the spring down the larger side of the shaft, putting this into, oh god, these are going to ping off all over the place. Let's do this one first. Probably best on the top camera. Putting it into this back section here. So the long section's going to go this side here. This side's going to go engaging in the door. So you want to make sure that goes through the hole into this wall here. So it's coming out the other side. And then you can push that all the way in. Perfect. Then grab this top and put this on here. Just like that. I'm holding that in with AP screws. But before I put screws in here, I'm going to hold that with my finger and just check that that does go in and out. Perfect. Just like that. Okay, let's get these AP screws in. And then I'm just going to do the same on the other door barrel. Look. Bit of advice for you. Don't have this too tight. If you tighten that up too much, it disengages that door lock. So just enough so it's still got that spring in it, as you can see. So I've just zoomed up my top camera just so you can see the springiness of that. So that's that side. And then I'll just show you this one over here as well. My finger underneath. That's how they should be. Perfect. Just a bit nervous why I've been left with so many ZM screws. I need to look at the instructions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've used 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. They should have only provided 12. Well, I had hundreds, but they're definitely all in. So the last box of bodywork here, pretty iconic part, looks just like this. Excellent, isn't it? That's how it looks there. Let's get this on. And this is the right way round to have it, because the way this goes is this fits over just like that there. But it's held in from the other side with hundreds and hundreds of CM screws. Just like that. You can probably see how many screw holes we've got here. We've got a lot. And I'm going to be putting these into every hole I can see underneath. By the look of it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's 12. I think there's 12 positions. So let me get all of these in. So basically, I'm just getting the last of these in now. It's basically 5 down each side and then 1 here and here. And that's it. That's all the screws in, and that's all there is to do in that video. If you really think I'm going to leave it like that, I'm not leaving it like that. This is how it looks. I've got to put this on the car. I've got to do it. Now, just for transparency, it's not asking us to do this. So, you know, let me, just going to hide these wires in here for now, because I will be taking it back off. Okay, I think that's cool. Let's just put this over the top and see what happens. Is that how it goes? It's fitting quite nifty and neat in there. Guessing that goes up like that. That looks pretty cool. Let me just show you this. That's looking excellent. I had to do that. I feel better now. All cool. Anyway, I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.